completes the third leg rides for the European Individual Grasstrack Championships. They've all got just one more ride to make a place in one of those finals. So we quickly turn the page over to race page 17, and we've got race 16 underway. Colin Blackburn and Carl Pugh, the riders on the inside of Paul Whiteland. Those two almost locked together as they go round that first turn, and Colin Blackburn looks to make a break, but Paul Whiteland is quick down the outside. Paul Whiteland makes the break and into this bottom turn. He'll try and keep it tight on this bottom turn, not to allow any gaps for Colin Blackburn to get through. And you see again, he's keeping the speed on slightly off that bottom turn. The rider in third place at the moment, under pressure from Gary Shearer for that third place. But Paul Whiteland, who looks to be having a good afternoon, he looks to have got the measure of the circuit, he looks to have got the gearing right, got the speed on at the moment, comes round that pit bend, leading from Colin Blackburn in second spot. Shearer on that pit bend, he looks to be up and okay. Well, hopefully they'll be off the circuit, but the clerk of the course has decided they're not off the circuit in time. Paul Whiteland being encouraged to go very, very wide on that bottom bend. And as they go into the last lap, not everybody seems to have avoided Gary Shearer, so they'll keep the racing going. I wonder whether he can do enough to perhaps take that lead, as he's just got one more lap. Paul Whiteland and Alan Elliott very much in control. They'll see that the track is clear on this bottom turn now, as Colin Blackburn makes one last effort. He's done enough. So, race 16, we start the third leg rides, and a win very convincingly for number 92, Paul Whiteland and Alan Elliott. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Carl Pugh. In third place, number 22, Will Penfold and Ricky Pay. Fourth place, number 184, John Hiscock and Terry Madley. In fifth place, number 80, Will Offham and Nicky Owen. 1:58.72 the winning time, 1:58.72, so things beginning to get quicker and quicker as the afternoon goes on. 92, 25, 22, 184 and 80, 1:58.72. So we suspect that there will only be 4 outfits going in this one, but we've got Rob Winterburn and Miles Simmons, Matt Promrola, all three of them scoring well, so they'll all three be determined to get some greater points in this one. I understand that Mark Warren and Kieran Ivey have pulled out of the meeting.
I'll show you lock it up.
And I think we might have problems for Rob Winterburn. He now settles, the starter moves away. Up go the tapes. No, who's made the best of the start? It is Rob Winterburn that's made the best. Matt Promrola right there with him. Miles Simmons trying to get in on the action as well. Matt Promrola tries to get through on the inside, but Rob Winterburn responds to it. And down the back straight he starts to pull away. So Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley with the work to do, sitting in third place at the moment. They've got to try and catch Matt Promrola and Gareth Williams. as Matt from Roller tries to make a challenge on Rob and Liam. Well, the gap's really starting to open up in this one as Rob Winterburn is setting a cracking pace. He flies into that bottom turn, very much in control of this one. Matt from Roller watching to see what's going on in front of him. I'm sure he's trying to follow the It's interesting that Rob Winterburn does, he seems to go very wide on that top bend, but he's very quick down the back straight and quick into this pit turn. Then put the back wheel sideways, put some drive on and keep it going very, very tight on the exit of the pit bend. A very different line taken by Matt. They're not careful, Miles Simmons is going to catch him, but Miles looks to be struggling to get into the bends quickly. And it will be checkered flag for them this time as they come round. That really is piling the points on for Rob Winterburn. I'm sure we're going to see them in the final, but they've got one more leg ride to go. So race 17, we're with the third leg rides. This is heat 8 of the qualifying rides, and a win for number 48. That of course is Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. In second place, number 15, Matt from Arola and Gareth Williams. In third place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. Fourth place, number 42, Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. The winning time, 2:00.64. So that's 2:00.64, 48, 15, 9 and 42. So race 18, we complete the third leg rides. We see once again in action Pete Colvin, Joe Mogg, Rob Wilson, Mark Cosser, Trevor Heath and James Googe. Into that second place. I think that's Mark Cosser that's got himself into third spot, and all sorts of problems for Mark Cosser as he turns it sideways on that first bend. He recovers from it though, keeps himself in third. So James and Dave Googe away with an excellent start, and now they got themselves away in the lead from Cosser and Carl Blythe sitting there in third. They had a win in their second ride. Well, they've got to work hard for this one, because it certainly is beginning to get quicker and quicker as the afternoon goes on. This is a good ride from James and Dave Googe as they come round off that pit bend. Very much in control. Rob Wilson Mark Cosser third. He can't close the gap. Now, has Rob Wilson decided to take a very tight line on that pit bend to try and get himself some good speed down the back straight? Well, certainly that was the idea, but he's got a big gap to make up between him and James Googe in front. James holding a very tight line coming out of that pit bend. Oh, Rob knows he's just got one more lap to go. For Mark Cosser, he seems to be coasting into that top bend, keeps the drive on, but he's certainly not got the speed he had earlier on in the race. They're just the last corner to negotiate and see the checkered flag this time as he comes round for James Googe and Dave Googe. They take the win. Be content with second place, so Mark Cosser crosses the line in third. So race 18 in your programme, a win for outfit number 11. From start to finish, it's James Googe and Dave Googe. In second place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. In third place, number 37, Mark Cosser and Carl Blythe. In fourth place, number 99, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. And in fifth place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jack Cutler. The winning time was 2:02.43, 2:02.43, 11, 24, 37, 99 and 98.
Well, up the tapes they come for race number 19. In green is Josef Franc, who's leading the points with 14 points at the moment. He's in green. We've got red Paul Cooper, number 10. He's on the tight inside this time. And then we've got Stephan Katt in blue. And looking down, we have in yellow Christian Hulshorst, number 13. He's just hanging back at the moment, just waiting to come forward. And riding in white, it's number 18, Gabriel Dubernard. That's the lineup as they come up to the tapes, just waiting there for number 11 to come up, Stephan Katt. Stephan Katt moves up to the tapes. And Josef, Steffi Franc there. Number 3 in the green. He moves forward, so they've got ball in line. And welcome back, Jim. There you carry on, come back in, Jim.
I thought I was going to get arrested, though, because he was going to give the whole race, but as it is, it looks like I've got time to recover, because whilst we've got the green light on, we had a rider touching the tape. Now, does that mean that Josef Franc has been excluded? He really can't believe it. Josef Franc, who has scored extremely well in his first 3 rides, excluded for touching the tapes. He makes his way back to the pits, but not happy at all, you can see. And I've just had confirmation there are no reserve riders, so we will go with 5 riders only in this one. You heard from Theo a moment ago that we've got no Georgie Wood. Keep your eyes on the red helmet colour of Paul Cooper on the inside. You'll now know that Josef Franc is not in this one for the top point scorer all afternoon. Watching to see where Paul Cooper was going. He's right on the inside. He's back in 4th place at the moment. The early lead with Stephan Katt, I think it is, has got himself to the front. That does look like the figure of Stephan Katt riding in the blue helmet colour in this one. So he looks to be back on form. Well, in fact, looks like we're competing with just 4 riders. The black and white rider, Martin Sturgeon. But setting that early pace was the rider in blue, number 11, Stephan Katt. And he really does look very determined this afternoon. He had some good rides earlier on, with a win first time out. It's always when a meeting develops like this, are they going to change gearing, are they going to change tyres, are they going to change machinery? For the last lap as he leads from Christian Hulshorst. Gabriel Dubernard holding that 3rd place. He's coming under pressure from Paul Cooper. Can Paul Cooper get some extra points and get that 3rd place? As the front 2 really seem to have got away as they come down past me. Towards the checker flag this time is going to be a win. His second of the afternoon for Stephan Katt. Finishing in 2nd place, Christian Hulshorst. Number 18, Gabriel Dubernard finishes in 3rd and Paul Cooper in 4th. So race 19, an interesting one as we move towards the conclusion of this event. Race 19, we start at the top and number 3, Josef Franc, disqualified in the early stages for touching the tape, so no score there. We moved down a bit further and we had no Georgie Wood, getting 2 points the rider in red, number 10, Paul Cooper. In blue, the number 11 was Stephan Katt, he gets maximum 5 points. In yellow, number 13, Christian Hulshorst, 4 points. And a bit further down in white, number 18, Gabriel Dubernard, scores 3 points. And also the reserve, Martin Sturgeon, disqualified for going off the circuit. So from the top, you should have 0, 0, 2, 5, 4, 3, and 0. And a winning time in that one was 1:43.88. 1:43.88. We now turn our attention to race 20 and a chance to see whether James Shanes can continue scoring. We've got Bernd, Dinklage in the black and white colours. We've got Lars in blue. Jerome Lespinasse, I think he's going to be the rider to watch in the red helmet colour. He's right on the inside. Theo, Pijper, of course, is scoring well. With those strings. Fantastic start. He's already into that first turn with quite an advantage on the rest of the field. Oh, that was a terrific start from Theo Pijper. He's really opened up a big gap between the rest of the field. There's a change going on for that third place. Jerome Lespinasse has got himself into third place. Theo Pijper looking for maximum points. That second place, so he'll get good points in this one if he can stay ahead of Jerome Lespinasse. And there is a bit of a gap there, so it looks comfortable for James Shanes. He can see that Theo Pijper has got away from him, and Theo looks over his shoulder. He's got a big advantage on this one. Jerome Lespinasse still there in that third place. No challenge on him at the moment. Well, this is a convincing ride from Theo Pijper. As you remember, he finished second to Andrew Appleton in his last ride. He looked very quick as the race was developing. Doing good points. He gets 4 points from this one if it stays as it is. Checkered flag being made ready. And off that top turn, a very controlled, very tight line coming off that top turn. Theo Pijper knows he's done enough. He gets maximum. Got problems for James Shanes. James Shanes has pulled up on that top circuit. He knows he's on the finishing straight. He's trying to push for points. So let's watch as he comes to the line, because we've had second and third go through. The rider's coming round off that top bend is looking for fourth place. So he will get a point if he can push that bike over the line in time. So can one of your officials let him know there's no need for James to run? He has already been off the circuit, so will not score points. So can you let him sort of just slow down and take his time getting back to the pits? He's been off the circuit, and we've heard from the referee that there was no point in running down the hill. So a great shame there for James Shanes as he gets his bike pushed back to the pits. I wonder what it was that went wrong for him, but unfortunately went off the circuit. So we start with the yellow helmet colour. Number 1, James Shanes, doesn't score in that ride. He takes his point total through on 10 points. Number 2, Theo Pijper, riding in green that time in race 20, scores maximum 5 points, goes on to a very impressive 18. The rider in red, number 6, Jerome Lespinasse, finishes with 4 points, takes his total on to 15. No score for number 8, he took no further part in the meeting. We move right down to number 15, Bernd Dinklage, who scores 3 points, taking his grand total on to 6. Number 16, Lars Zandvliet, scores 2 points, the rider in blue. No other finishes there, you should have had from the top. 0, 5, 4, 0, 3 and 2. Looking at those overall points, because of course this is race 21, it's the last of the qualifying rides. After this we won't look at the points and we see who's qualified for the A, the B or the C final. And as you all know, our own Andrew Appleton, who has won this title, and he knows that he's in with a chance, because if he scores well in this one, although he didn't score in his first ride, he can still make it into that A final by my very unofficial reckoning. And he's up against Andrew van der Steen. What's for Andrew Appleton? Rider in front. And he did. Sonnenberg is an absolute flyer from the outside gate. So if Andrew's going to get maximum points from this one, he's got work to do. He's sitting in 3rd place at the moment. And Enrico Sonnenberg has got away from the rest of the field. Andrew Appleton moves up in the 2nd spot. So can he close the gap on Enrico, who leads off that top turn? Andrew has always looked quick round there this afternoon. Comes down the finishing straight. It was Andrew Appleton, the rider that was in the 2nd spot, but Andrew Appleton has now got himself firmly into 2nd. And did he start to close on that leader as well as he went up the back straight this time into the top turn? Now this is where Andrew gets a chance to see where he's going to go. Does he hold it tight? Does he therefore then go wide, or does he allow him to run out on the outside of the bend and cut through on the inside? Enrico Sonnenberg well himself this afternoon as well. Won't mind getting 5 points. But Andrew Appleton still with work to do, still with time to do it. As the last lap flag will be prepared for him this time as they come round. Can he do something on that top turn? Well, he's certainly quicker going into the bend. He's closed the gap right up as he gets close coming out. He's had to change lines and go on the outside, but he's keeping this good down. Karel, he's set him up well, but you can see that already Enrico has responded as Andrew has overcooked it slightly. Enrico has overcooked it as well, and look at the 3rd rider coming through. So Henry van der Steen has moved up into what is now 2nd place, and there's problem for Andrew Appleton as he pulled out on the far side. Henry van der Steen really having a challenge for the lead, and he comes down to a terrific last lap from Henry van der Steen. Oh, all the drama was going on. I don't know what it was that happened with Andrew Appleton. We'll see if he's done enough to at least get in that B final. Remember, it's the top 9 that go through to the big final in Holland. So the last of the qualifying rides, it was a win. I should say, let's start from the top and keep it the way I've been doing it all afternoon. Race 21, the rider in white, number 4, Andrew Appleton, that's 1 point. The rider in yellow, that's number 5, Henry van der Steen, with a terrific last lap, gets maximum 5 points. The rider in blue, number 7, Mark Stiekema, finishes with 3 points. The rider in green, number 12, David Speight, 2 points. Black and white, the rider in number 14, Enrico Sonnenberg, 4 points. And the rider in red, number 17, Dave Mears, no score. So from the top you should have had in race 21, 1 point, 5 points, 3, 2, 4 and 0. The winning time was 1:48.09. 1:48.09. Well, they will of course now go and work out who goes in race in the CB and we need to turn our attention to sidecars once again. And we're underway quickly with, if I can find the race in my programme, page 21 we should be on. We're on race 22 and we're well and truly underway with race 22, and it was an early lead, I think, for number 92 Paul Whitelum, and there's no problems for the Googe brothers. It means that Joe Hogg consolidates that second place. I'm not sure what the problem is with the Googe's machine. They seem to have got it going again. Both looking down at machinery, not happy with things. Looks to have got itself sorted out, but that's asking an awful lot to make up that margin that they've lost. Paul Whitelum and Alan, those of you that have been keeping the points up to date for the sidecars will know that number 92, Paul Whitelum and Alan Elliott are top of the point scoring on 19 points from the 3 rides, so this is going to guarantee them a place in the They've got just one more lap to go, and they do look very, very quick on this circuit this afternoon. Has been scoring consistently this afternoon. There's a change going on for this 3rd place as Trevor Heath moves into 3rd spot. As the Googe brothers close on any of the riders in front of them, I think that's asking an awful lot, but we'll see the checkered flag go and maximum points go once again. Alan Elliott finishing second. Joe Mogg and Jack Cutler. This battle for 3rd is being won by number 191, that's Trevor Heath and Kieran Bonner. So race 22, we're with the 4th leg of the sidecars, heat 10 of the sidecar competition, a win for number 92. They're getting used to it this afternoon, Paul Whitelum and Alan Elliott. In 2nd place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jack Cutler. In 3rd place, number 191, Trevor Heath and Kieran Bonner. In 4th place, number 80, Will Upham and Nicky Owen. In 5th place, number 11, James Googe and Dave Googe. And the winning time, 2:00.46. That's 2:00.46. Well, as we turn our attention to race 23, the outfit's already making their way to the start line, quickly looking at the amount of points that have been scored over the first 3 rides. It's all very, very tight for those last 2 qualifying places in the sidecar final. Mark Cossa goes in this one. He's on 15 points from 3 rides. Rob Winterburn, he's on 17 points from 3 rides, so both of them possibly with a good result. Mind you, they're up against Miles Simmons, who needs points. Rob Wilson, also number 24, he's on 15 points, so he needs a good result in this one to be sure of a place in that final. So we get away with race 23 and Miles Simmons looks a lot quicker this time. Miles Simmons tucks in behind him going to that first turn. It all closes up as Miles Simmons has gone very, very wide, but he keeps the speed on. Rob Winterburn has got away from him as he comes out of that top bend. So Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley got the work to do in 2nd. Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown leading as they come round that pit bend. Oh, that 2nd place changes. Quicker going up the straights. Rob Wilson has fought his way through into that 4th place now, so he can see the battle that's going on in front of him. Mark Cossa looks a lot quicker going around the bends, but certainly Miles Simmons seems to have the speed down the straights. So Rob Winterburn with the lead though as he comes round past us for the 2nd time. Mark Cossa Bradley in 5th place at the moment. So as we watch that pit bend for the 3rd time, they'll go into the last lap this time. But this is exactly what Rob Winterburn would have wanted. I've been reminded that they will go into a semi-final to be able to score additional points to make sure of a place in the final, but this won't do their scoring any harm whatsoever. I will say that Mark Coster, the race has developed, is to have to go in 2nd place this time as Lars Simmons settles for 3rd. So, race 23 it is in your programme. It's heat 11 of the sidecar competition. It's a win once again for number 48, Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. In 2nd place, number 37, Mark Coster and Carl Blythe. In 3rd place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. In 4th place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. 5th place, number 184, John Hiscock and Terry Madley. 6th place, number 22, Will Penfold and Ricky Pay. The winning time was 2:03.36. 2:03.36. So we get out of the way with race 24, the last of the qualifying heats. If they score well, they get you back at the end of the day. And all 4 of them together as they go around that first turn. A good battle developing for those 4 as they close up again. Pete Colvin it is that's got the machinery flying out front and in front of the rest of the field.
Come on, Robbie.
So Pete Colvin it is that leads. And it is, I was looking to see the number on Colin Blackbourne's bike. He's sitting in 3rd place, and indeed Colin's been scoring well earlier on this afternoon. He pushes his way into 2nd place. He'll try and keep it tight now because he's got Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin in front of him, but Colin Blackbourne sees a gap on the inside. On this top bend, I'm sure. Now he's been very, very quick out of this top bend, Colin Blackbourne. If Pete Colvin goes wide, which is exactly what he has done, Colin Blackbourne comes through on the inside of him and he'll keep the speed up going down this back straight, but Pete Colvin tries to come back. I don't think Colin Blackbourne's going to overshoot it. Pete Colvin was hoping that he'd go wide on that pit bend and he'd be able to come through on the inside. That's exactly what's happened, but you can see Colin Blackbourne off. Chopping and changing his lines, deciding what to do on that top bend. Now he knows he went wide on that top bend himself. He'll try and keep it tight and fast as Colin Blackbourne's gone wide this time. So Pete Colvin could get the speed out of the bend and down the back straight. They close up going into this pit bend. Colin Blackbourne looks to have done enough. He's got a quick line right on the outside though. Pete Colvin's gone for the inside to try and cut this exit off. Gets it. Pete Colvin finishes in 2nd. And Matt Fromrola finishing in 4th. So, race 24 in your programme, a win for number 25, but he had to work for it. That's Colin Blackbourne and Carl Pugh. In 2nd place, number 99, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. In 3rd place, number 42, Robbie Wilson and Bradley Steer. 4th place, number 15, Matt Fromrola and Gareth Williams. The winning time was 2:06.59, 2:06.59, 25, 99, 42 and 15, 2:06.59. Yannick de Jong is the defending champion. Can anybody take that title off him this year? The big final, mind you, once again, is 26th of July at Staphorst in Holland. Orange Jane Shane's in gate 6 in the black and white helmet colour. This has been a good starting position. David Speight on the inside, number 12. 17, Dave Mears on gate 2. This is where they've been getting good starts as the day has gone on, and James Shames flies himself to the front and gets a very good lead coming out of that first turn. So James Shames, with everybody else now having to try and close down on him. Can he victoriously win this C final? Very, very unlucky not to have made it into the B final. A chance to get to that big European final. He certainly looks to be in control at the moment with number 15, second place. Mark Stiekema is the rider in third at the moment, but those two have no answer to the flying James Shanes as he leads going round that top bend. Looking very, very comfortable indeed, and oh, he took a twitch then when he came round off that top turn. The speed on as he goes down the back straight, looking very much out on his own. The other riders now, big gaps opening up between them. Well, he's a bit tighter on that top bend this time. I think that looks to be a much, much smoother line. One more lap to go for the final. James Shanes commanding it at the moment. Second place, number 7, Mark Stiekema is in third place. Number 16 is Lars in fourth place. But I think this C final has all been about James Shanes. He's missed out on that B final. We heard from Dave earlier that it was a chain that had come off, and James Shanes wasn't happy with that. A brilliant win in the C final. They've both gone very, very wide for second and third, but second is now taken by Mark Stiekema. So problems for Bernd Dinklage. Well, I think you'll appreciate that he is only a youngster, James Shanes, but he's got a great future ahead of him. A fantastic ride, and I can confirm now that the referee has confirmed to me that the result of the C final is a win. Well, I think you'll appreciate that he is only a youngster, James Shanes, but he's got a great future ahead of him. A fantastic ride, and I can confirm now that the referee has confirmed to me that the result of the C final is a win for number 1, James Shanes. Finishing second to him is Mark Stiekema, rider number 7. Third place goes to number 15, Bernd Dinklage. Fourth place goes to number 16, Lars Zandvliet. Fifth place goes to David Speight, that's number 12, and number 17 goes in 6th place, that's David Mears. So if you've written them down in your programs, you should have number 1, number 7, number 15, number 16, number 12, and number 17. The first and second finishers, forget the points, the first and second finishers will make it to compete in that A final. The other interesting point is that there's 9 qualifiers go through to the final. We will have 6 in the A final. So it means that the riders that are finishing in 3rd, 4th, 5th will also qualify for that big final in Holland on the 26th of July. So remind you of the riders in red on gate 1. We've got number 4, our own Andrew Appleton. Blue is gate 2, that's number 5, Henry van der Steen. Gate 3 is white, that's number 18, Gerald Dubernard, or Gabriel Dubernard I should say. And gate 4 is the yellow gate with rider number 13, Christian Hulshorst. Gate 5 is the green helmet colour of number 14, Enrico Sonnenberg. And then right on the outside, our very own number 10, Paul Cooper. Remember, first and second, most important. Third, fourth and fifth, also important to get to that final in July. We have problems once again. Well, it really hasn't been a good day for Christian Hulshorst. He's had machinery problems, he didn't score in his first ride, he's now been excluded from the B final. I'm just wondering what Paul Cooper's thinking. He knows that James Shanes went out in that C final, started where he started from, had a brilliant start and a brilliant run into that first turn. Can he do the same? Can he emulate what James Shanes has just done? Paul Cooper in exactly the same position. He's got some very quick riders on the inside of him. Andrew Appleton has also made a good run from the inside. So it is Andrew Appleton that just gets a break on the turn, and you can see that Paul Cooper has had a slot into second place. Tries to get a tighter line going up that back straight. He's now holding second, but Andrew Appleton is setting the pace as he goes into this top turn for the first time. Tries to keep it tight, tries to keep it on the clean lines on the inside, but Andrew Appleton leading. Latest student is number 14. That's Enrico Sonnenberg, who sits in third place but under pressure as they come off that pit bend for the second time. Enrico Sonnenberg. Remember, first and second place will be elevated into that A final, and at the moment it's Andrew Appleton that's doing it the hard way this afternoon. He really is second place will get him into that A final. He's still got a bit of a gap on third place, the rider in green, number 14, Enrico Sonnenberg. Enrico Sonnenberg coming under pressure from Henry van der Steen. Those two together as they go into that top bend. So a good battle developing for that third place. Paul Cooper's gone a little bit wide on the top turn. He's looking down at machinery. Looks back to this third place. You can see them all leaning on each other as they go into that pit bend. And I think Henry van der Steen has seen an opening and he's got through. And it is Henry van der Steen that's got into third place, and he looks to be charging down on Paul Cooper as he comes into this last bend. Paul Cooper's got to keep it on as he comes off that top bend to make sure of that second place. Andrew Appleton wins it. Paul Cooper looks over his shoulder, knows it's close, but he gets second place, and he gets a place in the A final. So I can give you the result of the B final, and those of you that have kept your programmes open on that page, you should have in first place number 4 Andrew Appleton, in second place number 10 Paul Cooper. I'll come back to that and confirm it for you because we've got underway already, and quickly remind you that they are scoring points in this semi-final to try and get a place in the final. Rob Wilson has had an absolutely brilliant start, but he's overcooked it a bit on that first bend. He's let the rest of the field catch him up, but he still manages to keep himself in front. And I'm looking to see that rider coming through from third into second, because he really did go quickly into that pit bend. And it's all starting to change on this bottom turn. It was Paul Wrighton that had problems coming into this pit bend. He's been flying this afternoon, so I'm not sure what the problem was, whether he did just get absolutely filled in coming into that bottom turn. But Rob Wilson, who knows that he needs to score points on this semi-final, doing everything right. On that bottom turn, he's managed to keep the outfit going. That was Colin Blackburn that spun it round on that bottom turn. So Colin's another one that scored well earlier on this afternoon. So really the top point scorers that qualified for this semi-final, scrapping it out now in 4th and 5th place. He's got Whiteland fighting every inch of the way to try and get just a few more points. Closes right up on the back of Will Penfold. Oh, we're not sure where to look because I can see Paul Whiteland making a challenge to get extra points. As you can see, Wilson is taking the win. So maximum points for him. Pete Colvin finishes in second to him. First place goes to Matt from Fifth is Paul Whiteland and sixth is Colin Blackburn. So race 27 in your programme, the first semi-final sponsored by Snap-on Tools. A win for outfit number 24. He takes maximum 7 points. In second place, number 99, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. They take second place and 5 points. In third place, number 15, Matt from Roller and Gareth Williams. In fourth place, number 22, Will Penfold and Ricky Pay. In fifth place, number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. And in sixth place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Carl Pugh. The winning time was 1:58.05, 1:58.05. And as I can see, they haven't got the sidecars ready for the second semi-final. Let's give you that confirmation of the B final for the internationals. You should have had a first place for the rider in red, Andrew Appleton, number 4. Second to him, number 10, the rider in black and white, Paul Cooper. Third was Henry van der Steen, number 5, riding in blue. Fourth was Enrico Sonnenberg. He was riding number 14 in green. And fifth was number 18, Gabriel Dubernard, number 18. So we now know who the balloted riders are for that A final. Once the ballot has been done, I'll give you the gate positions and where they start from. Of course, we do now have Andrew Appleton and Paul Cooper going in that A final. So before that A final, we've got one more sidecar semi-final. This one, race 28 in your programme. You'll find it on page 22. It's sponsored by Catcher Baits. And coming through on the most points into this one is number 48, Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. And followed by number 37, Mark Coster and Carl Blythe. Number 11, James Googe and Dave Googe. Number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. Number 98, Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler. And number 80, Will Offham and Nicky Owen. So we get underway with race 28. This is the second semi-final. It's all about scoring points to make sure it's right away. Rob Winterbrand gets himself to the front. He's closely followed though by Mark Coster in second. Miles Simmons is in there as well. They sort themselves out on that first bend, and Rob Winterburn has got away as they go down that back straight. Mark Coster tries to chase after him. He won't want him to get too much of a lead on him in this semi-final. They could well be up against each other in the final. Well, Mark Coster fights with the outfit on that bottom turn. He's still there in that third place, but Mark Coster is much closer to Rob Winterburn. Rob Winterburn has gone very wide on that. Two semi-finals on that foot bed. So Rob Winterburn's gone a little bit wide. Mark Coster knows he's gone wide. He tries to close up going down the back straight, so he'll look for a quick line into this bottom bend. Now, can Rob Winterburn sort it out this time? Tries to keep it tight. Now Mark Coster has come underneath him again. They've got very close. Together has to change line. Has to go right on the outside of it. Marcos has got around the outside of Rob Winterburn. He's got a quick run down that back straight. But that was a brilliant ride from Mark Cosser and Karel Blythe as they've got round the outside of Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. I think Rob Winterburn was concentrating on this bottom turn. He forgot all about the top turn because Mark Cosser was taking the win for second. And watching all that action in front of him, you can see that Miles Simmons gets the third. So, race 28 in programme, let's give you the official result. The official result reads as a win for outfit number 37, that's Mark Cosser and passenger Karel Blythe. In second place to them, number 48, that's Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. In third place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. In fourth place, number 11, James Googe and Dave Googe. Fifth place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jack Cutler. Sixth place, number 80, Will Offham and Nicky Owen. The winning time was 1:57.95, 1:57.95. Well, the girls are rapidly working the points out, but I think it's all getting very tight and close to see who it is that lines up for that 1000cc sidecar final. That's race 30 in your programme. I'll give you the qualifiers as soon as I can. The final will be consisting of 48, 92, 37, 25, 24, and 99. The reserve, if needed, will be number 11. But before the big sidecar final, let's turn our attention to the European Solo A final. And they've obviously done the ballots. We've got number 4, Andrew Appleton, riding in yellow. Number 2, Theo Pijper, riding in the black and white helmet colour. Now that's interesting for me because he's got the starting position that looks to have been proving great for the riders before them. Number 6, Jerome Lespinasse, goes in the green helmet colour. Number 3 is Josef Franc, who's had a very mixed day with some great rides, some great wins and a disqualification. He goes in blue. Right on the inside, we've got number 11. That's Stephan Katt, a very, very quick racer. Stephan Katt, number 11, in red on the inside. The one I'm missing is number 10. Of course, that is the rider that finished second in the B final. That's Paul Cooper. So the lineup complete. Who's going to carry the win of the first semi-final into the grand final in July? Who will be your favourite at this point? Because we've seen some fantastic rides. Andrew Appleton has certainly done it all the hard way. He missed out on scoring points in his very first ride. He's fought his way through the rest of the afternoon. We've seen some good rides from Stephan Katt. Started off with a win earlier on this afternoon. He's got quicker as the day's gone on. The start is happy, the start is moved away. Wait for the green light to come on. Andrew Appleton has gone with him. Andrew Appleton has got himself to the front. Theo Pijper is locked in second place there. There's disappointment for the rider in third, the rider in green. That's number 6, Jerome Lespinasse. He's had to pull out on that first turn. He looked to be going very, very wide, but it is Andrew Appleton that leads off that top turn, and Andrew Appleton's gone wide. Andrew Appleton's his problem. Pijper comes through. Number 11, Stephan Katt comes through, and Andrew Appleton has pulled out of the event as he moves into that pit turn. So if we look to the far side, Theo Pijper, who's had some good rides this afternoon, leads this A final. He's got the rider in red, number 11, Stephan Katt, sitting in second place to him. He's lost a lot of riders in the front. And number 10, Pijper, who's in the third place. I know he'll be pleased to get third. Andrew Appleton looks to have got machinery going again. He keeps it going, sitting in that fourth spot. But it is all about Theo Pijper at the moment as he comes off that top turn, looking very much in control as he's got one more lap to go. Theo Pijper it is, this slides into the last lap. Stephan Katt still holding second. Paul Cooper still sitting there in third. Well, dare I suggest this is probably the way it's going to finish as they've got some very big gaps between them. They've just got one more corner to negotiate, so we conclude the first semi-final for 2015 with the checkered flag going to Theo Pijper. Stephan Katt finishes in second and third place will be Paul Cooper. So let's give you the result as confirmed now by the referee as the riders come round to receive your applause. They'll make their way back to the pits, but of course if you fancy a trip over to Europe, to Holland on the 26th of July, that's when you can see these riders again going in that big final to see who will be champion of Europe. We've got another semi-final first in June to, if you fancy a trip down to the south of France to see that one. So let's give you the official result as the finishing race positions are for Theo Pijper finishing in first place, the rider number 2. He started in black and white from gate 6. Finishing in second, the rider in red, number 11, Stephan Katt. Finishing in third, the rider in white, number 10, Paul Cooper. Finishing in fourth, the rider in yellow, number 4, Andrew Appleton. Finishing in fifth, disqualified, but number 6, Jerome Lespinasse, didn't finish but gets credited with 5th place. And then 6th place, again didn't finish, number 3, Josef Franc, credited with 6th place in the A final. So those are your top 6, they go straight through to that A final in Holland. Well, it looks like the last of the sidecars are coming to the line now. The start is trying to get them organised. This is where we forget the points, and it is first 3 over the line that take away the spoils of the day. And I think what we've seen in the semi-finals is it really could be anybody's. This start's so important in this A final.
They open these shit.
Anxiously watching that starter. He's got everybody in line. We'll watch for the starter to move away. There seems to be a lot of activity with one of the outfits. Is the starter happy? Yeah, the starter moves away. You'll see the green flag go up, then go the tapes. We get underway. It's a clean start. Who's made the best of it as they come down past me for the first time? Rob Wilson is right on the outside of those other 3 riders that are sitting in 3rd, 4th and 5th. And Rob tries to go around the outside of Rob Winterburn as well, but Rob responds. And the 2 of them together in that 2nd place. Colin Blackburn is getting involved as well in that 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. And while all that's going on, you can see that Mark Cossa and Karel have got away. Rob Winterburn again has put it sideways in that bottom turn. Colin Blackburn's running into 3rd and Rob Winterburn now sitting in 4th. So he's chopping and changing in this bottom turn. We watch to see what happens as Mark Cossa I think has been playing with machinery as the afternoon's gone on. He's certainly got quicker and quicker, and Rob Wilson is now starting to come under pressure from Colin Blackburn as they drop into this pit bend. No mistakes from Mark Cossa this time as he comes round. Rob Wilson tries to hold it tight. Oh, those three in second, third and fourth, very, very close. Mark Cossa looks over his shoulder. Did he slow coming out of that top bend? Rob Wilson certainly seems to be closing on him now. Has he hit problems? Well, he looks to be controlled coming round this pit bend, but there's certainly a closing of that gap. Colin Blackburn can see it as well. He's trying to go left. Mark Cossa pulls off and Colin Blackburn now takes the lead from Rob Wilson. So Colin Blackburn takes over as he goes round that top turn and down the back straight. Rob Wilson cannot respond at the moment. You can see that Colin Blackburn has started to pull away, and he goes into this pit bend taking full advantage of the problems that have been hit by Mark Cossa. He's gone wide on that bottom turn, but he's keeping the speed on. The Karel looks happy with that, and indeed the checker flag goes to a brilliant win for Colin Blackburn and Karel Pugh. Rob Wilson could do nothing about it. Problems were hit from the early leader Mark Cossa, but a tremendous sidecar final as always, and a great conclusion to the day. There are lots and lots of events coming up soon. Mid Cornwall have got an event on the 19th of July. If you fancy a little short holiday down to Cornwall to see that one, the so at a very quick time for the final, and it chopped and changed at the front. We get a win for number 25, that's Colin Blackburn and Karel Pugh. In second place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. In third place, number 48, Rob Winterburn and Liam Brown. In fourth place, number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. In fifth place, number 99, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. In no sixth finisher there, the winning time was 1:56.31. You should have had 25, 24, 48, 92 and 99. 1:56.31. So as I mentioned, I would wish those of you that are going off a very safe journey home. I hope you've enjoyed the racing this afternoon. Great to see the FIM awarding the semi-final for the Europeans for 2015 to the ASTRA Club. Right, well we now have been told that all the results are official, so we can get on with the presentations. Thanks to all of you that have stayed on with the cold weather and everything, but for any presentation, we of course need somebody to present the awards. And I'm very pleased to say that I'm welcome to say somebody that I want to have a quick word with, because she's not from our discipline. Please welcome Nick Morgan, MSS Kawasaki team manager for Superbike Racing. Now, Nick, I'm going to try not to embarrass you at all, but this is a very different discipline than you're used to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so used to sort of travelling short circuits in the UK, Brent National, Snow, etc. And sort of come down to this sort of event, sort of different sort of discipline completely for me. But interesting. I mean, fantastic day's racing, really, really good. It's something we're becoming involved with more this year. 2015, we're going to have an outfit out there with Paul Johnson on board. So it should be, it's a new challenge for us, definitely.
Well, it sounds absolutely fascinating. I'm sure that people realise now that, when we're all involved in motorcycling, whatever discipline it is, we take an interest, and to hear you say something different, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's motorsport, it's motorcycling, which is what we're all a big fan of, and that's what the common denominator is. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't really matter whether it's motocross, grass track, road racing, it's just racing bikes, and it's fantastic.
Well, it most certainly is, Nick. That's exactly what we all think. Thank you very much for joining us today. Glad you've been impressed, and I can ask you now if you would present the awards to go with us. So let's start with the third, and I think the three that you heard it from Dickie already, that are fantastic meeting put on once again on a fantastic circuit. We love to see the internationals coming over here. We hope they're going to keep coming, but of course we've got now a fantastic roster on, because we start with third place. Number not going to be better than the fine Paul Pijper.
Didn't win with you anyway. Go for you.
Oh, what can I say? Eh? Oh, I usually do find something to say, yes, absolutely. And yes, he's a lot more attractive than me, and no, you don't have to kiss me. Right, third place.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit today with it. My first meeting, there was when you went, we were writing new engines and bits and bobs, and I don't want to sound like I'm making a soft story, but we struggled quite a lot. Changing things weren't working, but in the end, a lot of people pulled out and finished third.
Well, I suppose that's one way of summing it up, but I mean, that's a big track. You know, I'm a tractor rider. I know you've been down here before, but it is a fabulous track, isn't it?
The guys in the club did a tremendous job. I mean, the weather was looking bad. The track worked really, really well, and all the marshals and all the officials did a great job here. So fair play to everyone, and thank you very much for putting on a great meeting. But yeah, the track's good. It's one I know. I did alright in the Masters last year, and so I was coming in pretty confident we'd make the European final. Getting on the rostrum would have been a bonus, and we've done that. So yeah, I want to just thank the team for making work bloody out today. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you everyone who's involved in this helping out, and I think this guy will get a word later.
I don't know what they do want for a solo bike, do they?
It's about time they did.
Take you back to the drawing board. Yeah, you never know what the future might hold. Third place this afternoon, and the beginning way to that grand final in Holland, finishing in third, Paul Pijper. Well, after when I looked through the qualifiers on Friday to see who it was that was competing for this, I thought, well, if I was a betting man, I'd probably put it on this man that flies around these circuits. He's been here many, many times. Fantastic to see him in second place. I know he's going to go well in the final. It is, of course, Stephan Katt.
Cheers, mate. Well done.
Now what, yeah, Stephan, are you going to make me climb up there as well?
Sorry?
I'm going to climb up there and have a word with you because that's it, got the pre-stash. We know that you've been to this circuit before, but tough days racing.
Of course it was a tough day, and I mean, well done, the job the club done here was perfect, and I mean, the track was quite slow, was really smooth, and really hard to ride, because also, one side was easy, and the other side was hard to ride. I can't really say what it was now, but in the end, that doesn't count. I'm happy to stay here, to be here, to get qualified now, and yeah.
Alright, looking at the final now then, because second place going through from the semi, good chance in Holland?
I mean, I won the meeting and that was, I don't know how many times, 3, 4 times or so. Oh, no, 3 times. And I mean, I like the track, but this is a different day and different riders, and yeah, I just wait. And I mean, I won the European 2006, I won it 2009, I won 2012. This year, but I don't want to say nothing about it.
We won't predict that, but I know you're going to have a good day. Yeah, well done indeed this afternoon. Our second place finisher, Stephan Katt. So it means we just got that one place to fill, the first place, the one that they all want to get to. And a rider that I'm so pleased to announce is coming up here today for first place in this semi-final. We've seen him ride in the UK so much. He always puts on a good show. Fantastic win once again for Theo Pijper.
Congratulations, mate. Thank you very much.
Well, Theo, the difficult bit before you get up on the roster, a fantastic day's racing and a great result.
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody did a well job here today, especially with the weather, especially the hurry boys. They got it all right, you know. So absolutely glad we go ahead, you know.
Absolutely. All eyes now on that big final.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know. We'll try our best and we'll see what happens.
Well, indeed you will. Very good luck for the final. Our winner this afternoon, a fantastic ride from Theo Pijper. 1, 2, 3 then this afternoon to go through final semi-final of that big final in July in Holland. It would equal third place for Cooper, second Stephan Katt, and leading the trio, Theo Pijper. Starting out race for me to say good luck in the final, guys, and we hope that quite a few Brits will be travelling over to see you in that final. Hopefully our sidecar crews have had time to get down here now. I'll hand you back to Dave for the sidecars.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Jim.
See you later.
Just some of the boys, leave the rostrum. I think we're just going to have a quick photo there. Alan Whale, good photo there. Wonderful. Give Theo Pijper another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. So we move on then to the sidecars. In third place, Bernd and Liam Brown. You'd like to come forward, please, gentlemen? Chat with you both. Of course, Rob, obviously third place, disappointed?
No, not at all. Finished right side up, going on in one piece, which is a bonus. Struggled all day really, very slippy this track, very slippy. Made a lot of alterations to the bike, it's no good at all, so we've had a good day, we're alright.
Fantastic. And you thought you were going to get away not talking to me earlier, because I missed you when I was talking to Josh, didn't I? But Liam Brown, another busy season for you, about 500 sidecars and thousands?
Yeah, it's keeping busy all the time. I just like to keep it going, and when Rob doesn't want to ride, I'll ride on 500 or whichever meeting comes first, really.
Question then, what happens if he wants you and Josh wants you?
That happens in a couple of weeks. Well, Josh has found another passenger for there, so...
Well, congratulations on your third place, gentlemen. Big round of applause. In second place, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Hang on, Rob needs out, okay? You're okay, aren't you, Terry? Yeah, wonderful.
Hello, mate. You're alright. Yeah, cheers, son. Cheers.
Well, Rob, looking good for another season now. Is it a good start?
Yeah, it was a good start. I mean, we've probably the same as most people already. We've really, we've struggled to get here today, to be fair. We've had a lot of late nights, and I pulled back in my drive last night, midnight, you know, and got up this morning 6 o'clock to finish it. So, but yeah, it's hopefully it'll be a good season.
Fantastic. It was good to see you still racing after what, about 30, 40 years?
Like it, awesome.
How we are, yeah. Well, Terry, you've got a good driver there, very experienced driver, and like I said to the driver, it's obviously looks like it could be another good season for you both.
Yeah, let's hope so. And yeah, he's actually really long enough. I'm not too sure exactly how long. I'm not going to lie, but he's clearly always in there once at all, so yeah.
Well, a big round of applause, please, for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome then the winners, Colin Blackburn and Karel Pugh. Come on, everybody, let's give a big round of applause. Right, actually, I'll talk to you before you get on the top there. If you get you both here. So, you started off like a rocket train this afternoon, and then I waited on you certainly come good in the final.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pete's not getting in the semi, but talking about points carry through in the final, and yeah, I mean, the final was good. Well, we had work to it, kicked it a little bit, from mark, but apart from that, no, it's good.
Fantastic, and we'll have a chat to Karel. Pleased with that?
Yeah, very good.
gentlemen.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, 18th, 19th of July, over your class in the Katt fore.
Tell them where it is.
Oh, elsewhere, just like that, yeah. On M4.
And that's Worcestershire, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone will give round of applause, please. Okay, everybody on the photographs, lovely. You fancy having a go on the sidecar now?
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. There you go, watch. All balls and all go. That's alright.
You have an offer. There you go. You have an offer. Right, anybody else? What about your photos? Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause then for Colin Blackburn and Karel Gill, Rob Wilson, and Liam Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
In that there's problems on that top end. Now I can see the green helmet colour of Dave Mears in second place at the moment. He's got Christian Hulshorst just in front of him, and Dave Mears comes through on the inside of Christian Hulshorst, but Hulshorst come back to them. Pursued by Paul Whitelam in that third spot. Paul Whitelam goes by Mark Crosser. Mark will try and close and get back onto him on the exit of that bend. Paul Whitelam is forced to go around the outside, and that's exactly what he does as he comes into this last turn. Colin Blackburn responds. It's going to be a fight to the line as they come off that bottom turn. All three of them together as they get towards the line. Whitelam goes through. Trevor Heath and Kieran Bonner have got themselves into that third spot at the moment. There it is, James and Dave Googe that have got the lead, but there's a change for second place, and coming through indeed have got to the front. Stephan Katt is the one that's missed the gate. He's at the back of the field at the moment. Remember, he had a very convincing win first time out. He's got a lot of work to do this time. So keep your eye on the back of the field, but also watch Andrew Appleton get away, as Andrew Appleton looks to be very much in control. And number 7, Mark Steen. And he's got himself into fourth. It's all starting to close up for second and third place as they go down that back straight. Very, very tight for second and third as Mark Cosser's got away from the rest of the field at the moment and comes up past me. Well, it starts to get close once again. James changes up. But Andrew Appleton away from the rest of the field into that top bend. Look at the changes that are going on in third, fourth and fifth. Trying to work his way round in the yellow helmet colour and has now just about got himself into third place. He goes into this well, they're much, much closer. Can he do it? Can Andrew Appleton hold him up and go up the back straight? Now watch as they go up the straight. Quickly up that back straight. He's going for the inside. He's got inside Andrew Appleton. Theo Pijper looks over his shoulder. Where's he coming from, he thinks, and he's going to be close to the line as Andrew Appleton makes it. The red helmet colour of Henry van der Steen on the inside, that is Jerome, Lespinasse, but there's a scrap as they go around that first turn. Colin Blackburn and Karel Pugh, the riders on the inside of Paul Whitelam, those two almost locked together as they go around that first turn, and Colin Blackburn looks to make a break, but Paul Whitelam is quick down the outside. There's a change going on for that third place. Jerome Lespinasse has got himself into third place. So can one of your officials let him know there's no need for James to run? He has already been off the circuit, so will not score points. So can you let him sort of just slow down and take his time getting back to the pits? He's been off the circuit, and we've heard from the referee that there was no point in running down the hill. And Enrico Sonnenberg has got away from the rest of the field. Andrew Appleton moves up in the second spot. Well, he's set him up well, but you can see that already Enrico has responded with Andrew's overcooked it slightly. Enrico's overcooked it as well, and look at the third rider coming through. Henry van der Steen really having a challenge for the lead, and he comes down to the Oh, it's a terrific last lap from Henry van der Steen. Now he's been very, very quick out of this top bend, Colin Blackburn. If Pete Colvin goes wide, which is exactly what he has done, Colin Blackburn comes through on the inside of him and he'll keep the speed up going down this back straight, but Pete Colvin tries to come back. We have problems once again. But Rob Wilson, who knows that he needs to score points on this semi-final, doing everything right. Now, can Rob Winterburn sort it out this time? Tries to keep it tight. Now, Mark Cosser has come underneath him again. They've got very, very close. Together as a looking for a way to the inside. Has to change line. Has to go right on the outside of it. That's where the pace is going to be now. Andrew Appleton has gone with him. Andrew Appleton has got himself to the front here. Pijper is locked in second place there. But it is Andrew Appleton that leads off that top turn, and Andrew Appleton's gone wide. Andrew Appleton's hit trouble. They've just got one more corner to negotiate, so we conclude the first semi-final for 2015 with the checkered flag going to Theo Pijper. Rob Wilson is right on the outside of those other three riders that are sitting in third, fourth and fifth. And the two of them together in that second place. Colin Blackburn is getting involved as well in that second, third and fourth place. And while all that's going on, you can see that Mark Cosser and Karel either got away. Rob Winterburn again has put it sideways in that bottom turn. And Rob Wilson is now starting to come under pressure from Colin Blackburn as they drop into this pit bend. No mistakes from Mark Cosser this time as he comes round. Rob Wilson tries to hold it tight. Well, he looks to be controlled coming round this pit bend, but there's certainly a closing of that gap. Colin Blackburn can see it as well. He's trying to go to the outside. Mark Cosser pulls off and Colin Blackburn now takes the lead from Rob Wilson. He's gone wide on that bottom turn, but he's keeping the speed on. The car crew looks happy with that. Third place, walking by second, Stephan Katt, and leading the trio, Theo Pijper.